All right, quick update on this kitchen to where we're at. So what I just did now is, in the last video I showed you I mudded over it a second time. I sanded it all down, and then I went and put my final coat with a 12-inch blade. And that's pre-mix stuff that I use this time, because that one's just to fill any little spots, any little voids in the first two coats that I did. And that's how it looks, and it's drying really nice. Okay, and I still have all these ugly walls to deal with here, so I think I'm gonna try something a little different. I'm gonna try some pre-mix, and I'm gonna use some wood glue in the pre-mix water. I'm gonna mix wood glue in the water. Let me show you what I'll take some of this Elmer's wood glue, and I'm gonna pour some in the bucket with water. And then I'm gonna mix my premix in there, and hopefully that has enough bite in it to grip onto this old, this old wall here. Because some of it's smooth, some of it's kind of dry. It's just, I'm having a hard time getting my plaster to stick to this. So I'm gonna try that next, because I've already tried the other plaster and it's not really working too good. And you can see how ugly this wall is and how pretty this wall is going to be around the bricks. And here, right here is where I stopped. I got to do one more skim coat over there, and then I'm done with that. That's where we're at. All right, this is where I'm leaving tonight. It looks like it's dry almost, a little bit wet, but the last coat is looking really good up there. I think the ceiling is now done. Went over it with the 1-foot trowel for the final coat. It's looking good. This is all done here, nice and smooth. I sanded it all nice, very smooth, both sides. I did put some tape in here, tape the corner, but I forgot to do this corner. I'll have to do that tomorrow. Got to tape this corner, and then we got the floor. All the old laminate is removed, and they didn't put enough screws in this plywood down here, so I went around putting a lot more screws, especially over here. It kind of bowed, and I think that's why when you walk here, you'd feel like a little lumpiness in the floor. I mean, it is off, it's not level 100%, but I think now that I screwed it down enough that it should be able to, I should be able to put the laminate going up now, and it shouldn't be noticeable that it goes up a little bit. Because yeah, that thing was bowing like that, and that's what was causing like a spongy feeling in the floor. But that's where we're at. Tomorrow we're gonna install the new laminate flooring and then install the cabinets after that, all the way around. And then I started mudding this wall again. I'm trying to save it. It's looking good. I think another couple passes with the 12-inch knife will make this wall look a lot nicer. And then all this over here I'm gonna save for later. I'm gonna have to probably go over it several times. And same with this wall over here. All right, today we're sanding down the final coat of the ceiling, the third coat that we did the other day. Fully dry. I went and sanded it by hand, and she's sponging it with the sponge. And it's ready for primer. So we got the primer, PVA drywall primer right here. And we're gonna probably we'll try one coat and see if it needs two. I dropped down the lights so I can get up in there real easily. All right, the type of primer I'm using is a PVA drywall primer by Glidden, interior primer and sealer. The sealer is for sealing the paper on the plasterboard or the sheetrock. It's very porous. If you don't use this type of primer with the glue in it, PVA, it's hard to paint because it wants to soak in. Like if you ever use a sponge when you're sponge sanding the ceiling, you notice the sheetrock, it's just paper. It'll soak up the water from the sponge. And so what we're doing is we're putting a primer that has glue in it. So the glue is so it can stick really well to the ceiling or the walls. And it also seals the paper. And again, the paper is very porous. If you try to paint it, the paint will just soak it right in. So we're creating a surface for the paint to adhere to, hence the PVA primer. I don't know if you use regular primer. I mean, I'm sure people do all the time, but I don't know how well it would work. So it's better not to take chances and just get the, the primer made for drywall. And we're putting crown molding up in here, so don't really care about the edges being cut in as bad too much. I might do it later, I'm not sure. The crown's gonna be up there, so I don't know. So that's what I'm doing right now. I got half done, I gotta do the other half. Yay. All right, that's the first coat of primer. I think it only needs one coat. It looks pretty good. Still a little wet on that side. Nice and dry on this side. So, it's starting to finally look a little bit nicer in here. I did go over the brick, or the sheetrock that I put over the brick with some primer as well. But that was it. I stopped it a little short here because I still got a mud in this corner piece here. But next, I think I'm going to stop there and I'm going to start doing the floor. All right, we're putting the underlayment, the 3-in-1, and directions say to go 2 inches up the wall. And it makes sense because it keeps drafts out and stuff. And then we're pulling the adhesive, we'll pull this little flap over, and that's what this adhesive strip on the other side, pull that off and it sticks to that plastic. Just meet this up in the middle, pull the adhesive out, just like that. Okay. And then those will stick together real nice. She got scared. Alright, we got all the underlayment. Mosquito. Squish them. Got him. Alright, got the underlayment everywhere we want it. We could probably run the floor in this room as one solid, but the only problem is this is a little bit lower. They didn't put plywood in here too, so don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'm just going to put a transition and put another floor in there. And same thing in here. And we already did that in the bathroom. We'll just put a transition there. Yeah, it's ready for laminate. Alright, we're putting the floor in, the laminate flooring. tapper. Okay, ready? Push down on that one. Nice and flush. Kick it, that works. Ready?
Go for it. Good. That's good.
All right. That's 4 boxes. So we probably have another 6 boxes to go. All right, so what is it, midnight? So it's about 1 in the morning? Oh my gosh, it's 2 in the morning? Well, it's 2 in the morning, so we're gonna call it a night and finish up the rest. We did about half of it. Started putting the cabinets in here. Where they're gonna go, the stove's gonna go here. Range, backsplash will be there. So it's okay if this is not perfect because a backsplash will cover that up. And same thing over here, it'll be a backsplash all the way probably to here somewhere. So I really just have to get this nice looking here and a little bit around the cabinet that goes up. That's it for tonight. We're gonna go to bed. Good night, everybody.